One of the major pollution problems facing our society today is the overfilling of landfills. According to the EPA, the average person dumps 4.5 pounds of water into landfills every single day. With the population growing bigger and bigger, the issue of overflowing landfills in our society also grows. The negative effects of landfills in our society today fall under hydrological and atmospheric effects. According to the EPA, the methane produced by rotting organic materials in unmanaged landfills is 20 times more effective at trapping heat from the sun than carbon dioxide. Not only do organic matter cause issues in landfills, but also cleaning chemicals. These mixtures of chemicals can make toxic gases that cause negative impacts in the air quality of the surrounding area. Landfills create a toxic soup of home cleaning chemicals. This has an effect on the wildlife in the area, as many animals have extremely painful deaths due to chemical contamination. Electronics also contribute to landfill pollution, as many of those products contain everything from lead to cadmium. In 2009, 2.37 million tons of electronic waste was put in landfills. The amount of landfill gas and waste that accumulates can easily start a fire. These fires contribute to air pollution and also destroy nearby habitats. Methane is the most common produced gas at landfills, which is highly combustible. Firefighters must use fire retardant foam because a chemical fire cannot be subdued by water, further adding to chemical pollution. Sometimes landfills are covered with earth, seeded, and turned into recreational areas. The management of gases coming out of these sites are a constant issue, as many things are decomposing under the soil. Natural products like fruits and vegetables decompose within a week, while things like styrofoam can take millions of years to decompose or never will. A key environmental problem we face from landfills is groundwater pollution. The protective barrier that protects humans from leachates or liquid that drains from landfills deteriorates over time. Many advocates of landfills have a no hazardous waste policy and do not receive hazardous waste legally, but the drainage from these landfills is just as bad as hazardous waste landfills. Because of the leakage from landfills, a large number of toxins get into our fresh waterways, which then get in our home drinking water. Because most landfills are located around large bodies of fresh water or in swamps, the pollution it causes goes undetected. The chemical waste and toxins submerge into the ground and then into the groundwater and then end up on our dinner tables or in our showers. Groundwater contamination results from the very small amounts of drainage. TCE is a carcinogen typically found in landfills. It would take less than 4 drops of TCE mixed in an average-sized swimming pool, which is about 20,000 gallons, to render the water undrinkable. 82% of all landfills have leaks, and up to 41% of the landfills had a leak of more than 1 square foot. As the number of landfills increase in society today, the likelihood of leaks in landfills increased by 5-fold. The United States population growth is equivalent or marginally lower than most middle to lower income developing countries, but its consumption is far greater than any other developed country. The average amount in American waste each day is higher than any average from any other country. The negative environmental and social impacts of landfills and dump use can be completely eliminated when a zero-waste path is chosen. The best way to eliminate landfill use is reduction, reuse, and recycling. We must stop dumping harmful chemicals into our landfill and using products that cannot easily dissolve into the environment without any harmful effects.
As crazy as it seems, one of the biggest things in the landfills are clothes. When we see unwanted clothes in our closets or ripped clothes, we seem to just pile them up and throw them away. To minimize that waste, all we have to do is when we see clothing we do not want and someone else can use, take it down to the homeless shelter or Goodwill so it can be reused. So many ways we can minimize landfills, but we sometimes do not see how easily it can be done. For instance, all we need to do to help is eat healthier. Eating healthier will actually reduce landfills. The reason is that healthier foods break down into the ground easier. Not only that, but for takeout, for example, you have so much extra boxing and packaging that is all extra waste. Another easy way to help the landfills that you might not think of is saving your leftovers. We too often eat our food once and then immediately throw it away. If we just take our time and keep what we use, we can reduce waste. Not only will we reduce waste, but we will be saving money in the process by eating our leftovers. We oftentimes are using products that have too much packaging for such small products. When we go to the store, we choose to buy the items that have an easy packaging where all the items are separate so you can grab and go. If we just take the time to turn our waste down to only one package, that is a lot less waste. One of the easiest ways to minimize waste in our landfills are water bottles. Plastic water bottles are used every day by billions of people. The United States consumes enough water bottles to wrap around the earth 190 times. That is an astonishing amount considering how easy the switch is. All we have to do is, instead of holding a plastic bottle, just use a reusable water bottle. Batteries are great tools when we need them in our homes and in our daily lives, but when we leave them in our environment, in the landfills, they are terrible. They are used for a short period of time and get thrown away. These batteries sit in our landfills and do not decompose. When they do not break down, they are bad for the environment. Make the easy switch and use rechargeable batteries. Composting is one of the easiest ways to reduce landfills. This is an easy and cost-efficient way of helping your gardens at home as well. By taking your unwanted food and plants and composting them yourself, this keeps them out of the landfills and puts them back into your yard for improvement. So many products are made from recycled materials, but we do not use them. Things that we use on our daily lives are out there made from recycled material. If you just do some research, you can find the better product that will not damage the environment, and will in turn keep the cycle of reuse going. Cleaning our homes, we use terrible chemicals that we think are the best for us. They are actually more of a harm than they are helping. These chemicals get left in our landfills and damage our environment. Instead of using the bad chemicals, we can use baking soda and vinegar for many things, and this will work for cleaning. Not only will safe products get the job done, they will be good for the environment as well. As Americans, we have a tendency to buy things that we do not need. We always pile up our junk, and it just sits in our house for years, and then sits in our landfills for eternity. If we are only buying the essentials, this will cut down on what is used on a daily basis, and we will not have things that just sit around creating waste and eventually waste in our landfills.